Ooh-wee. All right, here we go. Let's fucking go. Let's go, boys. We are in the midst of a Corona-cation.
Impending lockdown kind of going on here.
I'm in a bad fucking mood about this.
This is fucking great, boys.
Yeah. The 2 out of 3 ain't bad, so...
I can't wait for all this crazy fucking panic to kick in and, like...
Still been panicking.
People to just lose their fucking minds, dude. Like, it's gonna be awesome. I am pumped for the hysteria and the outrage. I think it's gonna be fucking wild.
Whose fault is it? Who are we gonna blame?
Yeah, whose fault is this?
Is it the bat, the Chinaman, or the president?
The Jews? Can we just blame them again?
OJ?
They seem to get blamed for everything.
I thought you meant juice.
Like Jews.
OJ.
Like OJ?
OJ Simpson, you son of a bitch.
I actually saw a really funny meme. Today it was a picture of OJ pushing a shopping cart outside of like whatever, Walmart or something. And the caption underneath said, "Of all people, you would think OJ would be wearing gloves." That's pretty good. But yeah, so here we are. We went to Savannah for 4 fucking days, and then the world just fell apart. I don't know. I guess.
Correlation is causation.
Yeah.
You dickheads.
You know what I will say though is it's funny to still be connected, obviously, to everyone back up here in Massachusetts. But while we were in Georgia, like, you would have had no idea that any of this was going on.
Yeah.
Downtown Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, downtown Savannah.
Yeah.
Because, like, we asked that bartender, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Can't buy toilet paper anywhere. Can't buy anything. Liquor stores were open.
Yeah.
She went there.
Yeah, everything was open. Everything was fine. There was no, like, craziness about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the news up here and like everything that's going on and everything and like shutting down shit and all this stuff. It's like,
Well, it hasn't been crazy around like the city and all that, really, right? I don't know.
well, it's
Is it
been
just-
the opposite.
Well, did you watch the news down there, like the local news? Are they going fucking bananas?
I don't watch the news here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch the news in fucking Georgia. But it's been like the opposite. So this weekend was like the observation of St. Patrick's Day because it's on Tuesday. But like everything got fucking canceled. Like all the St. Patrick's Day parades were canceled. But everyone still went out and partied. So like all weekend long across the country, like people were out getting fucking hammered. And I think it's hilarious because it's like everyone under the age of 40 doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Dicks.
Like you give a bunch of like 20 and 30-year-olds like time off of work,
I'm gonna drink.
and they're just gonna drink. They're gonna go
You're gonna
to
risk
bars and they're gonna drink.
And all the old people are just like, you sons of bitches, you're fucking this up. We're gonna die. You're gonna come in contact with us and kill us.
Because no one gives a fuck. Like me personally, also, I don't interact with old people.
Yeah.
I don't interact with anybody over the age of 65, 70.
Yeah. As
Like
far as I'm
I think the
concerned,
oldest person I work with is like maybe like 62, 63.
Yeah, it's about right. Same with me.
You know, and all my grandparents are dead. Like I don't like my aunts and uncles that are really old. Like I don't see them.
Lucky.
I see them like a couple times a year. Like I don't, because I'm seeing all this shit. Like people are weird. People are trying to virtue signal over here, and they're like, yeah, well, like everyone that's going around saying that like they don't care and like can't get sick, like you're just an asshole because you can contract the disease and give it to someone who can't fight it off. And it's like, me personally, no, I can't.
No.
I don't. Like I said, I don't interact with people on a daily basis that are old.
Even then, how long is it till the separation, the degree of separation, it's your fault? Like, oh, I got one person, they got another person, that person talked to their grandparent, and then they got it. And
Right.
like, at some point, you can't really take guilt on that.
Right, exactly. Like I don't care. I'm gonna continue going about my life.
Yeah.
If they tell me not to come to work, I'm just not gonna go to work. Like, I just the bullshit of like well, think about the people that are old. Who are they in my life? Like me personally. Like in general, yeah, that's a decent sentiment to have.
Yeah.
But like,
It's a decent thing to do is like try not to spread the disease. But
yeah.
at that point, you're being greedy if you're saying don't live your life too.
Right.
Like, be a normal person that bathes.
Yeah, also, I want to say I've probably washed my hands more in the last week than I have in, like, probably my entire life combined.
I washed my hands with soap for the first time today in probably months. It was before we went to Five Guys because I was at the gym. I was like, you know what? This is that one time. I'm going to eat a burger with my hands. It's at the gym.
Yeah.
It's perfect. This is where you pop that cherry.
Yeah, I think this could potentially have been created by like Big Soap, just to get people to wash their hands more.
It's big
use
toilet
more
paper,
soap.
obviously.
Yeah, I know.
They
Seriously.
planted a seed in someone's head and then
Yeah,
just spread
of
everywhere.
all fucking things, that's what I don't understand.
Shit hits the fan. You
Of
gotta
all
wipe.
things to like freak out and panic buy, people have decided to panic buy toilet paper.
When shit hits the fans, you have to wipe.
Well, observations from the grocery store yesterday. Spices are hard to come by.
Well, you don't want bland food in the apocalypse. That is one of like the main concerns of going insane. I have all this food, but it tastes like cardboard. Why live?
Cheap chicken. So you can get like whatever
cheap
whatever chicken you want.
Yeah.
You can get, but you can't get like Market Basket brand chicken breast.
Right.
It's only the like $7.99 a pound stuff.
Yeah.
It was the same with eggs. All the organic eggs were just there, all of them.
Yeah,
And
no
then
problem with
anything
eggs.
underneath $2 or $2.50, gone.
Oh, so you went for that. See,
I get the
what you do need to switch to is the medium eggs. You get
Yeah.
18 of them for $2.50. That's where you need to be.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
It's probably I can't do that.
And there was plenty of them. Because people look at it like, oh, I need to stock up on eggs, but I can't possibly buy an 18 pack.
Yeah.
I gotta buy a dozen. I'll buy 4 dozen.
But I'll buy a 47 pack of toilet paper. Though.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
you're gonna use it eventually.
how many shits do you plan on taking while you're home? Like, we're not Jimo here.
Speaking of, we
don't take
probably-
7 shits a day.
Speaking of, we probably should get some.
Fuck.
Yeah, where are we gonna get it from though?
Yeah, but the
Wherever you
water's-
see it.
We're getting a bidet.
Yeah.
Jamie's
Jamie
buying
wants
a
a bidet.
A bidet.
Until then, we can use the showers like a bidet too. Just, when we run out.
Yeah, hang your ass over the shower and just rinse it out.
Yeah, some of that.
That's it. Everyone is rationed to 10 squares of toilet paper per shit.
Do we have it here?
Make it last.
I like it so I don't feel my fingers in between.
You gotta get the good stuff. That's why I buy the Charmin.
Ah.
You don't need that much of it.
I like Scots all the way.
You get away with like three squares.
It's true. It's very.
Yeah.
That's so dry, unlike Scots, where it's more papery.
Scott.
Scott.
Like
Scots
yeah,
is
like the
this-
one that comes in like wrapped and individual.
You can do that, or you can buy a big one too.
Yeah, that's like sandpaper. Fucking
I love that one. That one's not. Sandpaper is where you get it at like a store, or when you go into a store.
Dude,
when
Charmin,
those are soft.
Charmin, or get the fuck out.
Oh, it's all about
You
Scott.
gotta take care of your fucking
Scott
asshole.
is soft. It's still there's still some moisturizer stuff on that. Like it's like a Kleenex.
Get the fuck out of my face with
It's
that.
not dry.
Get off
Yours is
my
too-
lawn with
yours
that
is too
fucking
dry, like it's-
Scott's toilet
Yeah.
paper. I would rather use my hand than use Scott's toilet paper.
Scott is the best.
No, Scott's gay.
It's
He
probably-
likes buttholes. Scott loves buttholes.
All right. Charmin Bear is not a fucking gay man too.
So since we've kind of been, I guess it came out a little while ago, 50 or more people for 8 weeks. That's what the CDC's saying.
What is it? 50
You
more
should-
people? What?
Shouldn't have any gatherings of 50 or more people for the next 8 weeks.
Nice.
Oh,
So that means 8 weeks without school, if that's the case.
yeah.
Also, nice.
Also, that's just a CDC recommendation.
Correct.
Yes, we don't really follow them.
Yeah, we don't listen to
They're
the
from
CDC.
Georgia.
That's how we got in this position in the first place.
Because we didn't listen to them?
Yeah.
Them and WHO, the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them both. You know everything about everything? Fuck you.
Apparently, like, the CDC has been saying for a while, like, hey, we're kind of unprepared if, like, a pandemic were to ever break out. And then everyone in the government was like, yeah, shut the fuck up back there.
It's a
All right, who wants to talk about military budget? Yeah, okay, all right. How about taxes? All right, cool. Let's talk about that. Meanwhile, like, the CDC is like that fucking loser that sits in the back of the class.
But guys, we're not
But
ready.
guys, like, we're not, like, if something happens, like, we're gonna be really fucked. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, though. Shut the fuck up.
Guys,
Russia might blow us up. All right, we need to spend more on the military. All right, cool.
guys,
Right.
emergency door over there. It's on fire right now. I know there's no kindling around it, but it is on fire.
Yeah.
There's a good chance it spreads. We can't get out.
This is a South Park episode.
Would you say this is a South Park episode?
Yeah, this whole
Do you even like South Park?
No, not here.
That needs to come back.
The producer doesn't like
Yeah.
doesn't like our episode right now.
Oh, jeez.
No, the coronavirus.
No, see, he's saying the coronavirus
Oh!
is a South Park episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Yes! And so apparently, like, a lot of shit, I mean, it's also very vague. Like, everyone is saying that, like, The Simpsons predicted this too.
Oh, yeah.
And-
It's a pandemic. Fuck off.
Right, but, like, they had an episode where there was a pandemic. Like,
Oh, so they
it was-
predicted it. They
Yeah.
had an idea of something that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
They've had 30 seasons. They've had every idea.
I know. How many episodes are in a season, too?
Like probably 20 to 30,
Yeah, so
unless they
let's
cut
call it
since
let's
the
call
last
it 20, or we'll cut it in the
Yeah,
middle.
early
We'll call
on.
it 25.
Yeah.
It's been on for 30 years.
year. That's like a big number. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, that's I don't know, whatever 30 times 25 is.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know. It's more than 500.
More than 500, less than 600. We'll say
Yeah.
that.
They've had more than 500 fucking episodes to just guess
Wait,
at something
shit.
that's gonna happen.
Way more than fucking 600, actually.
Yeah, it's way more.
Good job.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. I like the we started getting in on like conspiracies, like funny conspiracies of what's really going on. One of my favorite ones that I thought of is this whole thing is like Netflix's fault, like Netflix and Hulu. So hear me out. You gotta let me finish.
It's their fault.
I'm
Yes.
assuming you're
Okay.
you're gonna say that they weren't allowed.
No,
People
no,
weren't.
stop.
Don't steal his thunder like that. What
Shut
the
the fuck
fuck
up.
you doing?
So
Third chair CDC bitch.
shut the fuck up, CDC.
Guys, listen.
All right, so streaming services came out and it killed mainstream media. So what happens is like this dumb little virus that doesn't really matter and it's not that bad comes out and the media is like, this is our chance. This is like they're all like sitting in a room together, like NBC and Fox and ABC, like the heads of all these fucking studios, like this is our chance. This is our chance to take back the fucking world. So they start like this mass fucking panic, being like, this is terrible. This is the worst virus of all time. Oh yeah, H1N1 that happened like 10 years ago. Yeah, I know it was really, really much worse and it killed a lot more people and a lot more people got it. But this is way worse, guys. Like we gotta freak the fuck out. You guys thought about buying toilet paper? Yeah, so like this is gonna be really, really bad. So like this is mainstream media's opportunity to like get back in and take control of the public. Because for the last few years, no one has given a fuck about the mainstream media and like the news companies and shit. So now they're seizing their opportunity to get back into the limelight.
It was,
So thanks, Netflix.
it's Netflix and chill. Now it's cable network and unchill. Come on back.
Yeah. No.
More
Now
advice.
it's quarantine and chill. Yeah, that's my that's one of the thoughts that I have behind it.
Yeah, we already went over the stock market one.
Yeah.
Oh, the coronavirus is used to fix the pollution.
I've seen that one
Yep,
too.
because
Yeah.
the pollution in Italy and China is like way down.
Yeah.
So we're using coronavirus to.
PETA started it.
PETA.
PETA.
How did they start it?
Guy fucked a bat.
He ate a bat.
He ate a bat.
No, guy fucked a bat. And
How does it even work? Does he have a micro penis? Bats are not that big.
no, doesn't PETA fuck their animals? They love their animals.
So the one thing I did see too is there was either a Harvard or an MIT professor just got arrested by the FBI because he received $50,000 from the Chinese government and didn't report it. and he was part of like a biotech or biopharmaceutical like research group. And do you know where the research group was based out of?
I'm gonna say
Wuhan.
Wuhan Technical University in Wuhan, China, where everything went down.
It's like a terrorist.
So like that's been kind of like pushed to the bottom.
Yep.
They're
Well,
like,
he got arrested at the end of January.
yeah.
I've been under the impression that this has been a military grade like bioweapon
Yeah.
subtly getting out.
What did we say it was a cover-up for earlier when Michaela was here?
Fuck.
We said it was a cover-up for something else.
Oh, was it for Epstein?
Well, no, but that's really funny.
It's coming back, so we have to release.
So I posted that meme on our page, I think on our story, and it was like the two-tier, like top and bottom split, and the top was like coronavirus, and it was a girl like with her hands in the air, and then the bottom one was like Jeffrey Epstein, who clearly killed himself and was murdered in his cell, and then like whatever, someone like walks away freely and no one questions it, and it's like the same girl or a similar looking girl, and she's like blind. She's got like the black glasses on and the fucking stick. It's a conspiracy to hide fucking Jeffrey Epstein again.
Wuhan was getting a little close. They were figuring it out.
Yeah.
Someone took him out. The entire fucking place.
Oh man, yeah. Some of them are pretty funny. What was the other one? Oh, we said that it was created by like big toilet paper, like big soap. Oh, here's my take on this. So I said this to you guys like yesterday or earlier today. We're not on air, but I have a legitimate concern here, and I don't know if I'm accurate or not, but I feel like I am. So my thought is that with everyone freaking out right now, being like super hygienic and clean and like Clorox wiping and antibacterial wiping everything and constantly using fucking hand sanitizer like 17 times a day, what are the chances that we actually create a superbug of this? Like, has no one thought about this?
We've always been against, and I don't know why they sell it, the 100% antibacterial soap, and yet that's always been out, and now people are fucking using it. So yeah,
Because
that was the reason. You have less immune system, and the germs
right.
will
So
counteract
the
with anyone,
superbug
right?
thing is a legitimate problem in hospitals.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly sanitizing everything and they're always cleaning and everything.
Just
What
makes
you're
stronger
doing
and
is
stronger.
then the bacteria that survives that is now stronger bacteria, and if it multiplies or it whatever when bacteria fucks, I don't know what they do, but like when they fuck and then they have kid bacteria,
I believe they
like-
split, so.
now they're stronger, so you're creating like a strain of like stronger resistant bacteria. And like I said, this is a legitimate thing in hospitals. This is how really bad MRSA outbreaks happen. And there's this thing called E. fascium that just it was like an outbreak in 2018 or 2019 in a hospital that it was oh yes, that's right. So but like this is the thing, like what if this happens, and what if like come like August, this was my hot take, was that come like August and September when kids go back to school and start playing sports again, there's going to be massive outbreaks of like fucking MRSA and like skin bacteria and shit when like they all start playing sports again.
Yeah.
Because
And
like,
they won't have antibiotics to break, like.
because I think
break it
this is
down.
a legitimate thing,
Um,
and I don't think anyone is thinking about this.
no, and I thought this was an extremely hot take when you first said it to me. Because when you say MRSA, the first thing I think about is open wound, contact with sweat or other people, or...
Yeah, but so you have MRSA bacteria that lives on your skin, right? Like on our skin right now, we have that bacteria, but there's no like easy way for it to get in.
Unless you cut, like, if I cut my arm open.
And that's why they say like when you get a cut, you need to wash it like pretty quickly. You can't just like fucking leave it
Especially
Yeah,
if they've been playing
because it
sports
can get
all day.
infected.
But it wouldn't matter for MRSA.
Yeah, but you can.
Oh, you can wash it off.
That's
So it's like
right.
poison ivy. You can wash it off in time.
It's a living thing. It's a bacteria. It's just so fucking small we can't like see it and like visualize it. But like you can wash it off of you.
So you think a new superbug is coming?
I think so.
Like one we've never heard of?
Oh, maybe just what we've had is gonna mutate and get stronger.
Yeah, or it's like a worse MRSA or like a worse E. fasciitis.
So do these
Fake it,
superbugs,
Well, at least
do they grow proportionally with the rate at which things are disinfected?
I don't know the science behind it, but I know that hospitals have a legitimate problem with this.
well, they have a big problem with antibiotics. They're always making new antibiotics. That one
Right.
I know. I don't
Right.
know really about cleaning equipment.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
But hospitals have a problem because they clean it too much?
Yeah, because the bacteria that survives the cleaning is super strong. It's like it's Darwin.
But
it's Darwinism.
We're always fighting new bacteria.
So, but if it survives the cleaning,
Yeah.
where did it come from? The cleaning?
It's just it's a mutated bacteria.
That's always there.
It's just DNA that's mutated.
And then the more you clean, the more it grows?
The more chances.
No,
the more
it just
chances.
survives.
The more chance it has to build
Now
immunities.
it can now pass on its DNA.
And then that.
That's
immunity
like
has
that's
to
how
be-
evolution happens.
So I'm trying to figure out how more...
This is so. All right, let me bring it back to something we talked about before about my theory about how people are going to end up being stupider as we keep going through time, because the people that are smarter are going to have less children, and people that have less education and theoretically are dumber have more children. So through time, as we go through the generations, I would imagine the average IQ is going to fall. It's the same thing, but like in reverse. So like think like the really smart bacteria are the ones that don't get killed by hand sanitizer. So they're going to move on and now pass on their DNA. So over generations, that's why I'm saying we're not going to see it until like August or September. It's going to take some time.
I know. I think I'm struggling to grasp all of this. Because I think the part that I'm struggling with, if the bacteria is there and you disinfect and clean and whatever, so it's like the only one left.
Yeah. So now it multiplies.
Because there's nothing else to get in the way?
Yeah, but they've been cleaning.
No, because that's just what bacteria does.
Yeah, it doesn't anyway.
Yeah. But now its DNA is superior to all the other ones, all the other bacteria, and now it doesn't even matter because all the other bacteria is dead. So what you're doing is you're keeping alive the strongest bacteria.
Yeah, but you're doing that anyway.
Yeah, but the rate that we had been doing it at was like not that much. But I'm saying this mass hysteria, people washing their hands 10 times a day, using hand sanitizer every 20 minutes, wiping down desks and fucking anything, any sort of solid surface. How often do things get
So
cleaned?
it's like the bacteria...
Realistically,
so
once a week?
It's
in
like the
offices?
bacteria... So I'm work with me on here. So it's like the bacteria is lifting weights. But every time, it's like every third day it goes to the gym, the squat rack's full. But now you can just go in and squat every day because there's nothing else in the way of it. And it's going to get extra gains.
No, it's not a space thing. It has nothing to do with space.
Well, there's nothing in the way of the squat rack now.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. If that's how you want to think of it, then yeah, sure.
Well,
I don't know if this is how it works the same with white.
I'm just trying to figure out how it gets stronger.
Because they've always had...
Because of DNA mutations. So DNA constantly mutates.
Oh.
Yeah, but they've always
So like
had,
your DNA that you have in your body right now at 30 years old isn't the exact same DNA you had when you were 6, because it mutates over time.
Well, maybe I feel like our immune systems would suffer, but bacteria would keep growing at the same rate, so we just become more pussified in that sense.
Yeah, and it could be a little column A, a little column B too. Like what I'm saying is that in normal world, if things get cleaned once a day, once a week, whatever, and now we're cleaning them roughly 10 times more frequently than we were in normal life, and this is worldwide. I'm also not saying like it might not pop out in like fucking Mansfield, Massachusetts. Like it might happen in like fucking, I don't know, some weird place in California, or it could pop out in like fucking Italy. But like I really think that there's a solid potential for some superbug to come out of this. Because if you take 8 weeks worldwide to disinfect and antibacterial everything, now the only bacteria that's left is going to be the strong ones.
But doesn't like bacteria die on surfaces like anyways within like 12 hours? Like that's what I was saying about the coronavirus. This dies like it's on metal after a day.
Well, virus is different than bacteria.
Okay.
Bacteria can live on their own.
Oh, so it wouldn't even be connected to the virus. It'd be literally everything
Viruses
else.
typically need a host. Not all of them. Before I get fucking roasted by someone on fucking Instagram. I made one fucking post on Instagram the other day, and everyone kept blowing up my DMs.
Dumbass.
But I'm pretty sure most viruses need a host to multiply and survive. Yeah. Bacteria can live on their own.
You know we're currently living the plot of Kingsman: The Secret Service, right?
Are we really?
Yep, because
the second one or
the first one. Because Samuel L. Jackson says what happens when something is sick, gets a virus, and hold on.
It's different. You get a fever. The fever spikes. So what happens is why we get fevers is because we raise the body temperature to a certain point, and then the proteins in the virus start to denature, and then the virus dies.
So we're blaming climate change.
No, basically, he was trying to kill off half the population to save the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe we're doing that right now.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We're living the plot.
Well, I mean,
so you know what I heard the other day, actually, on the Joe Rogan podcast, what I thought was hilarious, I laughed pretty fucking hard at it, is that part of the reason why global warming actually is happening is because we've gotten so much better at cleaning pollution.
What?
Because when the pollution gets in the air and particulates are in the air, it acts as a reflector to sunlight.
Oh, shit.
So if you take all the particulates out of the air, it lets more UV in.
We need more smoke.
So obviously it's more complicated than that. There are various factors that go into global warming. But for everyone saying that like pollution causes global warming, they're actually incorrect.
In one way, yes.
Pollution actually helps. Now there's all kinds of different pollution. I don't want to go down fucking rabbit holes here.
Pollution,
but like some pollution actually helps create a barrier for UV light and keep the temperature lower. I was listening to that in the car and I was dying laughing.
That is
I was
pretty
like,
funny.
wow, these people are idiots. Like I said, it's a multifactorial problem. Like it's not that simple, but like that one little specific piece of it, when you isolate it, is pretty fucking funny. It's pretty funny. Oh, so we figured out what the coronavirus is really trying to push down. They made a cure for HIV.
2 people were cured this week.
2 people were cured of HIV this week.
So and guess what? No one will hear it.
No one's talking about it because of the coronavirus.
We fucking heard it right here.
That's right. We're bringing you hard-hitting facts. Just the news, folks. Straightforward.
2 people cured of HIV.
There were 2 people cured of HIV this week. They now have a legitimate cure. It turns out it's not just money. They have a real cure for HIV, and no one's going to talk about it. They're trying to bury it.
Was that in Mexico? Because I know
Big
they found
Pharma.
something in Mexico.
Big Pharma strikes again.
They're
trying to bury it.
Well, they're trying to find the cure and then monetize it and make everyone go, all right, before they even see it, it's a $500.
Right.
$500 shot.
Right. 6 months from now, when all this shit blows over.
Sorry, 2 people weren't cured. A second person was cured. Someone. The first person to be cured was 07.
Magic Johnson?
No, it was 2007. And this one was just the other day. So that's 2 over. Fuck, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Does it take that long to cure him? Because that sucks.
So
no, because
that's got to be part of a CRISPR thing too. Because remember last year when some scientist in China let slip that he used CRISPR to create babies, and he made the babies HIV resistant. So I wonder if CRISPR had something to do with that.
What's CRISPR?
CRISPR is like the gene editing service. So also, I'm gonna call out CRISPR right now too, as far trying to figure out this fucking virus thing, because that's how CRISPR works. So what it does is it's an actual virus. So also the way viruses work is when they get inside of you, they carry their own DNA, and then they go into your DNA, and they
ribonucleic acid.
Yes, correct.
Oh.
They insert their DNA into your DNA. So now your DNA is made up of some of them. And that's how it mutates and survives and whatever.
It's kind of hot.
So what they did a few years ago, or I guess probably a decade ago now, CRISPR's been around for a long time at this point. They found a certain virus that does this, and it's not, it's benign is the word I was looking for. So they were able to mutate some part of the virus and then keep it alive and change its DNA. So when they insert it into a person, it inserts its DNA into whatever spot that it's supposed to, where your DNA is supposed to be, and now you can change your DNA and do all this shit. So like they isolated like where, you know, the HIV virus attacks, and then this scientist in China like took CRISPR, put in the little gene editing thing to like make them immune to HIV, stuck it in the embryo, and now the two babies that were born are immune to HIV. So like theoretically what they're saying is like eventually you're going to be able to like sit in front of a computer and like make your own baby and be like, all right, I want my baby to have blonde hair, one green eye, one blue eye. I want him to have a 9.5-inch dick. I want him to be black from the waist up and white from the waist down, just to really throw people off with the 9.5-inch dick. And like you can literally, it's what it's going to be. It's going to be designer babies.
I have a large black man as a baby.
And then eventually they're going to be able to get to the point where you can edit the DNA of a living person, where like you can be like, you know what, fuck this being like brown-eyed 5'8" bitch. Like I want to be a 6'2" black man. Like.
Wait, you want to go up, not to 5'5"? That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I got the way that the cure works.
Yeah. Okay.
Stem cells.
Okay.
And it's stem cells from a donor that is HIV resistant.
There you go.
So that's what happened in 07, and that's what happened the other day. It took 30 months for the test to say HIV cured.
Yeah, to go from positive to negative.
Yeah.
To like flush it out?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know how much longer, but then they also confirmed that it didn't come back.
Nice. Cool.
So it went from in there to undetectable.
Okay. So that's what I want. I want CRISPR to figure out a way to fucking cure this virus. That's what I was getting at too. If they do all this kind of, I know it's not their thing, it's not their shtick, but like if they can do all this shit, figure out how to fucking cure the virus. What are we doing? Also, fucking, we have to talk about Canada. Because so obviously last week while we were away, all sports were canceled. And they canceled the NHL on Wednesday. And by Thursday night, a report came out that Canadian scientists had isolated the COVID-19 virus and like figured out like its fucking genetics or whatever.
6 hours.
Yeah, and so everyone on social media was like, dude, you canceled hockey for 6 hours and Canada already figured out the virus. It's fucking great. So like hopefully, I mean it's going to take a while for them I think to come with a vaccine. But you know, they fucking did it. They put it together. Like I think if anything that shows like how smart people actually are.
Well, they had Shorzy in the corner. Find a cure, you tit fucker. Fuck you, Shorzy.
Yeah, so that's the other big bummer too, is that sports are gone for right now, and life sucks. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to watch. Like there's nothing to bet on. Like I haven't bet on. Well, no, I bet on UFC the other day, but like it was UFC in Brazil. I almost bet. I'm at the point right now. I almost bet on the Democratic debate tonight.
You could have bet the first physical contact being an elbow bump. That hit.
Yeah.
To all of those who bet that Hillary would be Biden's VP, That is now coming out.
Oh, really?
They
They want her to be the VP.
Biden just promised Hillary a spot as VP. Now that's not coming from a real report. That's coming from Matt Doloff, who covers the Bruins for 98.5.
Yeah. I don't know about that. That's if Biden like
It's probably
no,
gonna
that's the dumbest thing they could ever do. If they put Hillary in the VP ticket, it's an automatic loss.
It's probably
Yeah, but then she can streamline the process of Joe ending up with 2 self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head. that was insane.
Yeah. Oh, the other one. I think we said this on the last show. I don't remember because we did it before we went on vacation. That the coronavirus was created as a way to just blame Trump. I think I said that on the show. That they're just like, oh yeah, no, coronavirus, and then the economy tanks, and they're like, yeah, it's all Trump's fault. They're like, oh yeah, Donald Trump didn't fund the Department of Public Health enough, so that's why the virus is bad. Yeah, because that makes sense. The amount of money that the Department of Public Health gets really has a determining factor on what a virus does as it spreads across the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely Trump's fault. Fuck out of here with this shit. People are so fucking stupid. What was the funny one on the debate? There was a lot of things. It was like you could bet the over-under on how many times both candidates would say coronavirus.
And they started with a coronavirus question, so
yeah.
Got up to
There was
100.
the over-under for Bernie Sanders to mention free healthcare was 60 seconds. Like some of them were pretty good. I didn't end up betting on it, but it's going on right now, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Talk about things that I don't give a fuck about. It's coronavirus and the Democratic presidential fucking election.
I like politics a little.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like
loathe it, but I hate it.
I like the theatrics of it.
I hate that part. I fucking hate that. It's all fake.
No, I like it because it's entertaining.
Oh.
I just like the entertainment value of everything. It's like I said at the beginning of this,
I
like
just want to do something.
like when people start freaking out over this, like that's awesome. Like I'm looking forward to that. Because like everyone is just gonna go wild. We're gonna hunker down at Jamie's shop. There's no windows. It's a steel building. Everything is safe. So when the purge starts, we're going there. We'll line up all the trucks on the inside, fortify the doors. We'll be all set. We're good to go. You know, I'll bring my gun. We'll be fine. I got a lot of bullets. So
On a biter.
yeah, we got a few bow and arrows. We got some knives. We'll figure it out.
A couple of wild cards in the back pocket.
Yeah, got a gallon of gas. You know, I got a lighter and a can of fucking airplane stripper. Turn that bitch into a flamethrower.
Yeah, dude. I needed a fucking ID to buy that stuff.
Guys, I got an idea.
No, that's a thing in
Sabotage the place.
Massachusetts now. I found that out the other day, last week when I went to Home Depot to buy spray paint. I went through like the self-checkout thing at Home Depot, and I would go and I'm like, you know, it's like beep, beep, like scanning all my shit, and then the last ones that I just happened to scan was like 2 cans of spray paint, and I go beep, and then the fucking screen starts freaking out, and a lady comes over and she goes, oh, can I, she looks at me and she laughs, and she goes, are you 18? And I go, yeah, I mean, last time I checked, I've been over 18 for a while, for about a decade actually.
You gotta huff this.
And she goes, okay, and she just like, she types in her own birthday into the fucking thing and like does her like key code or whatever. And then she's like, yeah, it's Massachusetts law, you have to be 18 to buy spray paint now. And I was like, really? Like, when is that a thing? She goes, it's been a couple of years now, so.
Probably.
Those
Huffing
goddamn
graffiti,
kids
right?
just fucking huffing spray paint.
Yeah,
Graffiti motherfuckers.
yeah. So,
Stop
that's.
ruining our town, young ones.
Old man yells at a cloud.
You stupid pieces of shit. They don't even get coronavirus.
Motherfuckers. Hate kids.
Yeah. They're just carriers. They don't even get it. They just carry and give it to people. Which I guess theoretically we can also be carriers too and not show any symptoms. I heard that
Really?
people under the age of 30
Oh, nice.
can carry it and not get symptoms.
Sounds a little wishy-washy with 30 coming.
I mean, I'm sure it's not like a hard line. I don't think the virus goes, this guy just turned 30. Let's go. Turn your symptoms up.
Just get past the finish line.
Yeah.
I'm 30. I'm sick.
Like, I'm sure we're good. But, yeah, we might be in full lockdown mode soon. Massachusetts is kind of freaking out. They just banned the gathering of 25 people or more.
Yeah, Vegas is basically closed.
Yeah. That's how you know shit's about to get wild. When Vegas closes down.
Disney World, Vegas.
All restaurants are now closed for anything but takeout or delivery in Massachusetts. What else?
Can't go out drinking then.
All schools are closed until at least April 7th. It's kind of wild, dude. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. Vegas is now closed, allegedly. Everything else is fucking shutting down. This is crazy. It's only a matter of time before they fucking ground all the flights, too. That's going to be an interesting one, though, because I don't know how long they're going to be able to get away with that.
Yeah.
Like, how long are you going to be able to ground flights for?
Well, it would be all flights, but not cargo flights. So they can ship shit.
Right.
Ship shit.
Ship shit. Ship and shit. Oh, that's another conspiracy. This is just a test run for the government to see if they could actually, like, control the populace and, like, shut everything down.
No, don't release that real disease, because it's gonna fucking kill everyone. We're a bunch of assholes who didn't take anything serious.
Yeah.
From the top to the bottom.
So that's the thing. That's like the theory that the government is test running. If they can really, like, shut down everything and take, like, control, like institute martial law, essentially.
So they can.
I mean, yeah, people are sheep. Like, people are just gonna do, like,
I
you
was
mentioned one
thinking
thing
that.
on a news fucking cast, and everyone, all grocery stores get sold out of fucking toilet paper.
I was thinking on the lines of, oh, we have this biological weapon. Can we survive it and kill everyone else off? Right now, you'll kill everybody because there's too many of us dumbasses that'll just go out. Like, it won't be me. It's gonna be us.
So that's the thing. Like, either.
But yeah, government takeover.
So Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, actually released a video earlier today, I think it was, and he said, he was like, listen. You either gotta close down everything and go complete fucking quarantine, or allow nothing. Because or allow everything, I mean, like, shut down nothing. He goes, you gotta go all in, or all out. Because, and he absolutely fucking nailed it. Because he even said, like, if you only close a few things, and then you have all these people, and all these young people, like, under the age of, like, 45, that, like, now don't have to work for 2 weeks, they're going to treat it like a vacation. They're just going to go out and drink. And we saw that this weekend. I mean, granted, it was St. Patrick's weekend, so it was going to be big crowds everywhere anyway. But, like, the virus didn't stop anybody. Like, I'm sure overall crowds were a little bit smaller, but, like, they didn't go away completely. Like, people don't give a fuck. People are like, all right, let's go. I'm off work 2 weeks. Let's get fucked up. I got a vacation. Like, people don't care. But, like, you're going to... So, like he was saying... You're going to have to completely shut down everything. And that's what Massachusetts did today, essentially. So
is it shut down on Tuesday or after Tuesday?
Starting Tuesday.
Starting Tuesday, I believe.
So tomorrow's the last night to go.
I have to work tomorrow, yes.
Everything might be...
I am 100% working tomorrow. After that, I don't know. After that, it's like, I don't know, we'll see.
There's going to be a big party tomorrow. It's the last time we get to party before the lockdown.
Yeah. So it's
rage.
Yeah. Let's fucking rage. Let's do it.
Let's kill the neighbor boy. All that. Take over his
I got insight from South Korea.
Okay.
As to what they actually did.
Yeah.
To work on this. I don't know what place. Shit. I don't know what actual place of South Korea. Like what actual, I don't know, what do they have? Do they have states or provinces or?
They have cities.
Well, I know they have cities.
Well, it's their capital, Seoul.
Counties? I don't know. Like,
whatever.
What do they use? Whatever.
Yeah,
but anyway, in South Korea, I couldn't tell you which part. So like, I know a couple places were real bad. So I don't actually know. I could probably look it up. But they never actually had to go on lockdown.
Yeah.
In South Korea, like they just extreme social distancing.
Yeah.
Extreme.
Yeah.
Have a
But
routine.
I mean, so like they just, I mean, all the little shit, like
Yeah.
they still went out,
Right.
but like you just really didn't go out to eat. You know, you didn't
Yeah.
go to like they didn't do like events or anything.
That's essentially what Massachusetts did today. It's not a legitimate lockdown. Like the governor didn't come out and say everything is closed.
right.
He just made some severe restrictions. So what I said yesterday too was, it's almost impossible to do that in the United States. Go complete shutdown, zero, everybody's on lockdown.
Freedom.
So like I know they did it in Italy and they're trying to do it in Spain, but it's much different in European countries. One, because there's way less people, and two, like the countries themselves are just smaller and it's easier to just contain. And everyone's like, well, China has 1 billion people and they went on complete lockdown for 3 weeks. Yeah, well, guess what? The Chinese government controls the entire fucking the country.
Yeah.
They do they stop people from saying certain things that they don't like.
They don't have Facebook.
They changed
They blocked
Google.
Facebook.
Yeah, they
don't
changed
have
their
this.
Google page to censor it. Like, get out of here with the China
There's no
bullshit.
Winnie the Pooh because the leader looks like him.
Yeah, like, so you can't do that in America. Like, there's too many people. Like I said, two, the country's way too fucking big, and three, like we're like as much as I fucking hate everybody, like we're still a social place. Like America's a very social country. Like as we saw, like I said, this weekend, like
Love our
everyone is
freedom.
out fucking partying. Yeah, people love their freedom. People like to just do and go wherever and say whatever. Like to take over 300 million people and say none of you are allowed to leave your house. People are gonna leave their house just to say fuck the government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Assholes.
you can't
Just
control
naturalized.
that.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it would be a feasible act to do in the U.S.
Do the Amish people know about this?
I don't know.
Can they actually get it? Are they even close enough to people?
Yeah, they're social distancing like motherfuckers.
Maybe at the end of the
Entire
month when they pay
existence.
their
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah, I don't know. So
When they pay their bills at the end of the month, that's the only time. There's the money for.
they walk to the store and still pay the bank. They're not allowed to have like fucking. I would imagine they're not allowed to have debit
Why
cards.
not just have one guy? One guy that has a phone that can pay everything online real quick. We don't have to do it anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Lionel over there, he took the charge.
Yeah.
He's happy.
Or when they go out on Rumspringer.
Send someone out to pay the bills every month.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
All right. You got a final thought?
Nope, never do.
Sick. You got a final thought?
Lead us off. I don't know which way I'm gonna go with this right now.
Well, I don't have one yet, so you lead us off.
It's funny because I don't have one either. That's why I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go with this.
We just went for an emergency fucking episode just to do Corona, which was a normal scheduled episode anyway. But we went hard. We went hard on the Corona-cation today.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm fucking pissed about that shit. But I will. I got a final thought. The whole Tom Brady frenzy.
Yeah.
Really lackluster. Really
Oh, yeah.
lackluster.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill got signed.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Big money.
Yep.
From the Titans. That answers that. Sounds like Vegas doesn't want him.
Yep.
Sounds like the 49ers don't want him.
I saw that too.
Chargers, they seem good with Tyrod Taylor and a draft pick.
Yep.
Sound like Tampa or New England.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, I guess we'll see how bad Tampa wants him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It's nice of him.
So that you know what? That's my final thought. I'm gonna say I love the big dick energy of the NFL. So all weekend there were reports that the NFL free agency might get pushed back because it's supposed to start tomorrow. Tomorrow is like the legal tampering period,
Yeah.
and then the league year starts on Wednesday.
Yep.
And everyone is like bitching about it, like, I can't believe the NFL is going to push back, whatever. But all the reports that came out, people weren't actually reading them. So it was like, NFL is reporting that there may be a delay to free agency. And everyone was like, oh, fuck, stupid fucking coronavirus. But then, like, the people that were reporting it go, because of the CBA.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't signed the new CBA that was going to expire after this year, they were thinking about pushing back free agency because, like, they need to make sure they have all their ducks in order before they start handing out new contracts because they don't know what the next CBA was going to look like. So then the CBA gets ratified yesterday or today, whatever it was, and then all of a sudden, like, we're starting to see these contracts fly off the board today. And now, like, reports are coming out, and now it's the total opposite. Now people are roasting the NFL for not delaying.
Oh, God.
They're like, how can they not? They need to do the responsible thing and just delay free agency because this is unsafe and because it's coronavirus and all this. And the NFL is like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about the coronavirus. We're gonna conduct business as usual, and we're just gonna go about free agency. And I think like someone came out and was like, it might have been Schefter, and he said, yeah, the NFL one, free agency doesn't need to be conducted in person.
Correct.
2, they don't know if they delay it by 2 weeks, if it's then going to get worse, and they have to delay it even more. And 3, they need to just do it and get it done. Like it was like they listed out a couple reasons why, and now the other thing I saw the other day was someone like wrote a report like, oh, so every single sport essentially in the world has been canceled outside of like South American soccer. And the NFL's the only one left in the spotlight.
The NFL brought coronavirus over.
There's another conspiracy. The NFL.
They were paying that guy from Harvard to go
is
develop
behind.
it.
The NFL is behind.
Because
the
they want to be,
coronavirus.
but they did have to push the,
They want to be the only sport to cover in the world. Well, I can't say in the world, but in the country.
Yes.
Because there is still the KHL and South American soccer and
volleyball,
horse
still going.
racing and
There's
stuff.
some rugby going on in Australia or
Yep.
something.
Yeah. So the only sport in the country right now to talk about is the NFL. They are fucking lapping this shit up. They're like, yeah, we're not going to delay free agency.
They did delay the draft though.
Yeah, because
That has to be done in
so
person.
that's a social gathering. But they're like, yeah, no, the free agency involves 0 social gathering. So let's go, boys. Business as usual. And I love that big dick fucking energy from the NFL.
Isn't it 17 games now this year?
Yep. Yeah, they have
2 more
17
playoff games.
17 games.
2 more teams or 2 more playoff games?
one
2
team from each league.
Yeah, so 2 total teams, 1 each conference.
Yeah.
And then it adds a game on either side.
And only the first seed gets a bye probably. Different. I like change.
Yeah. I mean, eventually they're gonna.
It's gonna water down the product.
I'm just gonna not watch now.
You didn't watch that much to begin with.
Well, this whole next game, it's the tipping point.
This is
I
it.
can't
This is
do
it.
it.
Yeah. No, this is. They went over the edge. They went too far.
62 minutes.
I like that you're voting with your dollar. It's good stuff.
What? Sorry, I'm high, so I can't actually comprehend how I have dollar bills for like the first time, and you just said dollar. So what?
Yeah, you're not gonna watch the NFL anymore.
Sure.
Because you were such an avid
Yeah.
watcher to begin with.
Ah, yes.
You're voting with your dollar. Yeah.
I'll say because living in
Oh,
this
it's
household,
Connecting now.
Yeah.
the NFL is gonna feel his loss of viewership living in this house.
Oh yeah.
It will.
Absolutely.
It feels the eyes. It feels the eyes on the TV.
It counts the eyes.
Yeah, that's how they get the numbers right. Counts the eyes.
Is that your final thought?
Yeah, TVs count the eyes.
TVs count the eyes. Awesome.
Strong.
So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button. Stay up to date on all of the new videos that come out. If you're listening wherever podcast streaming service you're on, click the subscribe button there as well. If you're on iTunes, go to the iTunes store, leave us a 5-star rating, write a good review. We actually did get a couple more 5-star reviews.
There we go.
So keep them coming. Keep spreading the word too. Keep telling everybody you love about the show. Hey, guess what, fucks? If we go into a worldwide quarantine and a shutdown, you're gonna be really bored and you're gonna not have a lot of things to do. So keep listening to the show and then tell everyone else to listen to the show too. Let's see if we can make Corona fucking famous. We can be Corona famous, and then we can make a conspiracy about ourselves that we created the coronavirus. so we got
Because the local podcast took off.
Our local podcast became super famous
Yes.
because people spent more time inside listening to podcasts because of the coronavirus lockdown.
Podcasts caused the coronavirus.
Big podcasts.
Big podcast. Those motherfuckers. The podcast app.
Norm MacDonald's gonna fight climate change by creating a car that runs on coronavirus.
Is that one of his stand-up bits last night or whatever?
No, he's just tweeting.
Oh, I heard he was doing stand-up again like last night.
So yeah, follow us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, Twitter at Sarcasm_Speaks, Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks, and until next time, because there will be a next time, because we're not fucking dying from coronavirus, because we ain't no bitches. Good night, everybody.